Good morning, students. We are doing chapter number 7, directing, and we are doing the third element of directing, that is communication. Now, communication is of two kinds, that is formal communication and informal communication. So, today we are going to start with the first kind of communication, that is formal communication. Now, formal communication is basically the official communication which follows the principle of a scalar chain, or we can say chain of command flowing from top to bottom and bottom to top. So such communication is being officially recognized in the organization. Now, such communication is having an official validity. Whatever the information which is being sent in a formal manner is officially recognized in the organization. Now, it is because of that of superior subordinate relationship in the organization that there is a flow of communication. Superior is giving the instructions, subordinates are following them and then reporting again back to that of superior. For this, all kinds of things we require a formal communication. Now, it may be oral or written, but it is always recorded and filed in the office. It may be oral also, it may be written also, but generally it is being recorded and filed in the office. Now, as you can see that formal communication is of two kinds, vertical and horizontal. Another name for horizontal communication is lateral communication. Now, vertical communication is of two kinds, downward and upward. Okay. So, when communication flows from superior to a subordinate, say from William sir to a teacher, then it will be considered as a downward communication. It is known as a downward communication, and examples can be your communication of policies, orders, instructions, rules, notices, circulars, etc. Now, when we are talking about upward communication, when communication flows from subordinate to superiors, then it will be considered as an upward vertical communication, and it can be the form of complaints, grievances, appraisal, reports, suggestions. Now, suppose a student is communicating to that of teacher. This will be coming under the case of vertical upward communication. When a teacher is being communicating to that of the students, at that time it will be considered as a vertical downward communication. Okay. Now, coming to the another part of formal communication, that is horizontal or lateral communication. Now, when communication takes place between the persons occupying the same position and they are the same level, then it is known as horizontal communication. That means communication between the production manager and marketing manager can be considered as a category of horizontal or lateral communication. Coming to the next one, that is informal communication. Now, communication which is not officially recognized but arises out of that of the social interaction among the members, it is known as informal communication. Now, whatever communication you are doing during your interval time to fulfill your social needs, it will be coming under the case of informal communication. Example can be workers chit-chatting in the company's cafeteria. Now, such communication is also known as a grapevine communication because the origin and direction of communication cannot be easily traced. Okay, बात कहाँ से आई और कहाँ तक जाएगी और किस सोर्स से आई है, ये पता लगाना गॉसिप्स में या इनफॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन में थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है. दैट इज़ वाई सच टाइप ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन इज नोन एज ग्रेपवाइन कम्युनिकेशन. नाउ द मेरिट्स ऑफ इनफॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन. Merit, it spreads fast. Okay, as we know, more of the gossips is there, so it spreads fast. It fulfills our social needs. We got our mental satisfaction as man by nature is a social animal. Demerits is chances of rumors are more. That means valid and authenticated information is quite less in case of informal communication, while the chances of rumors are more. Next one, information may get distorted. Okay, sometimes you are giving a valid information, but what happens when it goes to that of the channel of informal communication, the chances of damaging of message or distortion of message is quite higher in case of informal communication. Now, coming to the difference between formal communication and informal communication. Now, communication which takes place through a scalar chain is known as formal communication, which is not officially recognized is known as informal communication. Channel generally formal is basically in written. Okay, whenever you are getting a timetable, it's not oral, it is in the written form. But informal is generally an oral channel. It arises out of the superior subordinate relationship. Whenever we are working at the workplace, at that time our superior gives us the instructions and we just complete the work and report them. That is why formal communication arises out of superior and subordinate relationship. But coming to that of informal communication, it arises out of the interpersonal relationship among the two persons. Nature, systematic and orderly. When we're talking about formal organization, when we're talking to William Sir, or when you're talking to a teacher, your communication will be orderly and systematic. But when you're talking to your friends in the informal manner, at that time, that particular communication may be unsystematic. Speed is quite slow and time consuming, but in case of informal communication, it is quite fast and time saving. Okay, meaning official and well planned messages are there. Okay, whenever you're getting a timetable, it's not like that it's a tentative timetable. You are being getting a well planned timetable for you. But whenever we are talking informally, at that time messages are not planned one. Okay, reliability is that of very formal communication is very reliable in comparison to the informal communication. Objective of formal communication is to achieve organizational goal, while for informal communication it is to just satisfy our social and personal needs of the employees. Okay, so here we have completed with the kinds of communication. In the next video we're going to do the next topic. Thank you.